Hello dear students, I am very happy to meet all of you. Today we are going to discuss a very important area in the field of English language teaching, that is written discourses. You are all aware the importance of language, dear students. Why do we learn language? The main purpose of learning language is communication. We have to communicate by using language. How do we communicate? We communicate through different modes. For example, tomorrow you are going to celebrate your birthday. How do you communicate this to your friends? You may send one SMS to your friend inviting him to attend party. Sometimes you may use email. Sometimes you may send one invitation card to your friends. This is why all these are, each one is known as a discourse. Here one email, SMS, or it may be one invitation card. Each one can be called as a discourse. And here there are different modes of communication, dear students. Each mode is known as a discourse. You observe, there you find conversation is one type of discourse. Most of the time we use language for conversations. We converse with people. Here see notice, it is one type of discourse. Through notice we convey information to many people. You observe there are newspapers. News report is one way of communication. You observe cell phones. Through cell phones we communicate with people, and also we send messages or SMS or MMS by using cell phones. You also find letters, rhymes, poems, all these are known as discourses, dear students. You observe here there is a poster. This is one mode of discourse. This is one type of communication. This is a written discourse. This is developed to convey the message to conserve water. There are many ideas in this poster. This is poster is one type of written discourse. You observe here I would like to show us one classroom situation here. Here how teacher is developing description discourse in her students.
Very good. We are going to have a conversation class today. That means we are going to interact with each other and we are going to speak in English. Now I have got something for you. Here. What is this? Mobile. Very good. Can anybody of you tell me the uses of mobile? Very good. So all of you are well aware of the uses of mobile. Yes, please.
Okay. Mobile use calculator, message, phone, missed call.
Okay, very good. Clap for him. You please go back. Sit. Anybody else who can tell me the uses of mobile? Yes, please come. Tell it to the class. Come here.
Mobile use for message, calculator, missed calls, calling.
So, very good. Clap everybody for him. Yes. So, you all are quite well aware of the uses of mobile. That's very good. Now, I have something for you. I have got a magic bag. Let us see what things I have brought for you. I am going to call you one by one over here, and you have to pick up one object from it and speak on that object. Now, who is going to come first? Yes, please. Quickly. Oh, so what happened?
Student teachers, just you observe a small video. What is the inference of that video? Here teacher is teaching description to students. Teacher used known things, that's mobiles, some flowers, some very the things that are near to the life of the students are brought to the classroom, and the teacher is encouraging students to describe the things. This is one good strategy, and how we should develop description in our students. Then in that native speakers, they also use these discourses in their day-to-day life. Now I would like to show a small video how native speakers, they use that language for introducing themselves to others. So watch this video.
Morning, everybody.
What's this?
It's a video film about my new house and my new housemates. It's for my sister Alison.
Oh, right.
Is it okay?
Yeah, sure.
Okay, Ali. This is the kitchen. And who is this? Say something.
See what? It's 7:30 in the morning.
Talk to my sister. Introduce yourself.
Go on, David.
Hello, I'm David. I come from Manchester. I'm a lawyer. I work in Oxford. That's it.
What things do you like?
I like my job. I like football, swimming. I like a quiet breakfast, and I don't like video cameras. And I start work at 8 o'clock, so bye.
Bye. David's nice, really. Ready?
Just a minute. Ready. Hello, my name's Helen. I come from London, but I live in Oxford. What else?
What do you do?
I'm a marketing assistant for a publishing company. I work in Oxford, but I sometimes go to the London office. I usually go to work at 8 o'clock, and I get home at 6:30.
Is it a good job?
It's a very good job. I really like it. What else do I like? I also like good food, films. I go to the gym at the weekend. Oh, and I like travel. I love France and Spain. I speak a little French and Spanish.
What things don't you like?
Well, I don't like noise. Oh, and I don't like cigarettes.
Great.
Dear student teachers, just you watched a small video how native speakers use language in conversations. In natural way, how do they use language? And then let's come to a conclusion that what's meant by a discourse. A discourse is a mode of communication in a meaningful situation. It is a discourse is a mode of communication. Then these discourses may be of two types. Some are known as oral discourses, some can be called written discourses. Observe, oral discourses, we use them in speaking, conversations, rhymes, speech, debate, discussion. These we use mainly, especially for speaking. That's why these are called oral discourses. Let's see other side. They are called written discourses. Generally we use descriptions, messages. Messages generally they are in the form of writing. Mails, SMS, they are in writing. Diary is in writing. Letters, paragraph, essay. Those things generally they are in writing form. They are called written discourses. In that way, these discourses may be of two types. Here one thing we should remember, a story, sometimes we say the story that is a oral discourse. You may write that story, that is a written discourse. In the same way, one narration is there, description is there, we say that that is a oral discourse. If you write it, that will be a written discourse. And in our day-to-day life, in communication, we use these discourses. These discourses are interconnected units of language to convey our ideas to others. Here, dear students, here one thing I would like to make you clear: language exists in the form of discourses. Hence, we give importance these discourses in our classrooms. That means language is there around us, in the world. Language is there. This language is in different forms. For example, language is there in conversations. Language is there in a notice. Language is there in a poster. Language is there in one email. Language is there in a sort of a poem. And in this way, language exists in different types of discourses. These discourses we should teach to our students to enable our students to attain the competency of using these discourses. These discourses, our students should be in the position to write one notice. Our students should be in the position to prepare one poster. Our students should be in the position to make one SMS or MMS. These things are a need of the day. That is why these things we are teaching in our classroom. Hence, these are very important in language. These things are there in our textbooks. By using textbooks, we are teaching these discourses to our students, because these discourses enable our students to attain wonderful language proficiency for his day-to-day life development. Then let's come to one very important area, that's how to teach these discourses to our students. See, here in our textbook, take our textbook, there are some themes. The units are based on themes. There are some units, each unit is based on one theme. For example, you take 10th class, there is one theme that is called biodiversity. And in that theme, you observe there are some pictures. There is one picture is there that is called face sheet. Then after that, there are some listening activities. After that, there are some reading passages. See, by using some pictures, by using some listening passages, by using some reading passages, we give a lot of practice on that theme. For example, that biodiversity is there. That biodiversity is about environmental pollution. This environmental pollution, that theme, that information related to that environment pollution is very clearly explained to our students through some pictures, through some listening passages, through some reading passages. They attain good experience, because from there they have their own knowledge, construction from their various subjects. It may be that environment is there, the lesson is there, it may be in science, it may be in social studies. From very beginning, from very childhood, the student he learned many things about environment. All this information, all this knowledge is very much helpful to our students to develop discourses. That is why what I would like to make you very clear here, you give one task to your student to construct one discourse after giving very clear understanding about that information. Then only you ask him to prepare a notice, then only you ask him to prepare a notice, or it may be poster, it may be SMS, like that. You observe, this is one picture extract from class 10, that is by using this picture, teacher explains about environmental pollution. Here this is also a picture that is there from 10th class textbook. What is the very healthy environment? Here teacher speaks about healthy environment, how it should be. And here the task, based on this information that we have given to our students, we generate task. We give one task to construct discourse. This task should be according to the mental level, interest of the students. It should be in his experiential orbit, within his experiential orbit. Don't give any discourse, don't ask your student to construct any discourse which is not there in his experiential orbit, which is new to him. He can't construct. That is why we call these discourses as creative writing. We take up these discourse construction abilities under one subheading, that is creative writing, in our textbooks. And you see here, after understanding about environment, after giving lot of information about environment, we give one task to students. This task is to write one, that means one notice. See the task, you are the NGC leader in your school. It is decided to conduct an essay writing competition on the eve of World Environmental Day, June 5th. Prepare a notice. This is one task. Because the student, he knows very well about environment, because through reading passages, through listening passages, through some interaction, through speaking, because of various things we have taken up during our transaction process, because of that he got that good information. That based on that information you give one task, then student is in the position to prepare that notice. You see, let us try to understand what is meant by a notice. A notice is one formal discourse. With the help of notice, we convey information to many people, and they reach large number of people, because that is why the notice should be simple. And you see, this is a format of a notice, a layout. A notice should be like this. The issuing authority should be there. Then just below you may write the date. It may be on left side or right side, no problem. Then just below you write the heading notice. Then just below there should be one catchy heading. You may give one title to your notice. Then just below that there is a body of notice will be there. In that body, why you are giving this notice, the important information, for example the venue, the date, the venue, the date, the important information may be given in the body of the notice. Then finally the name, signature or name of the issuing authority can be given. This is a layout of a notice. In this way you should teach to your students. Then based on this layout our students construct notice discourse, and this occasion and purpose should be shown. The context should be very clear, and details of venue, date should be given. Then the language, for example, while you are giving, it may be one advertisement, it may be one poster, it may be a notice. The language that used should be very, very persuasive. That means the very easy language, and people feel very happy to read that language. Such type of language should be used in notices. It may be poster, it may be advertisement, and it should be very brief also. You need not give many details. And sometimes in what we call in our some advertisement, you come across a rhythm. There is like this, buy one get one, one rhythm. Okay, if you buy one thing you will get one free, buy one get one. In this way this type of things may be used while you are preparing a notice or poster or advertisement. And see, here is one notice that is given. Notice is the notice should be like this. This essay competition, the issuing authority is given, then just before notice is there, the date is given, the catchy title is given, World Environment Day. That school, the people that want to conduct one essay competition, the NGC president is giving this notice, that name of that person, the issuing authority is given very clearly, and in this way the students can be encouraged to prepare notice. This, once again I remind you, we give this type of task not in isolation. After explaining, giving complete understanding about this information or theme in reading, or it may be listening in the lesson you taught in the unit. That lesson, biodiversity lesson is there, that leads to the development of this type of discourses in our students. And there is one other thing, and Haritaharam. You know, this Haritaharam is a very wonderful program that is being organized in our state. And here one thing, why we are using this type of things in our classroom? Here we are linking our classroom teaching to day-to-day life, because student has this information, because of these advertisements, because of media and all those things, he knows about this program, and it is also essential. He should know this program, and he should take care to grow plants. For that, you use this type of tasks in the classroom. Give this task to your students. Haritaharam program is going to be conducted in your school from August 20th to 25th. Prepare a poster. Here ask a student to prepare a poster. That poster should give one what we call communication. It should communicate, encourage tree plantation. It should give one message to grow plants. Then students may think of, they generate posters like this, and in this way, with some very wonderful layout, they develop posters. And this type of skills also very essential. We should teach these skills to our students. And also maybe some other activities related to our environment can be given to our students, and prepare a poster to conserve, save water. Here, see this poster. This poster is giving one message, conserve water. There are many ideas in this poster. Show this type of posters to students. See here, one thing you observe in the poster, that is their washing machine is there. Don't use one cloth for washing in washing machine. Use more cloths, save water. Use grow drought tolerant plants because they don't consume more water. See that water should not be leaked through pipes. In this way, these type of posters, models can be shown to your students. Encourage them to prepare this type of posters. And this is one poster you may show to your student. And this is one extract from our textbooks, our government textbooks. The notice, how the notice is given, model is given to our students. And also see this, from very young age, from third class onwards, we give training to students to prepare posters, to prepare notice. See here, read the following poster that is there in class 3. This is one extract from class 3 English textbook. And see there other type of written discourse, that is SMS. The full form of SMS is short message service. Yes, we should also teach these messages, how to prepare this message to our students, because we are in the era of information technology. Our students should make use of this technology, and they are using cell phones, and we should give good practice how to use this type of services. Use MMS is there, multimedia messaging service, MMS. And these things, this SMS and MMS, these things we should teach to our students in the classroom. Then students develop a very happy feeling. Yes, these things that we are learning, that I am learning in the classroom are related to my life. I can make use of my learning in my day-to-day life. This is very important. The information that sir is explaining related to English is very important. I have to develop this. In that way, a good, that intrinsic motivation should be generated in our students to develop their English proficiency. See here, the difference between SMS and MMS. SMS, we can send only text message. MMS, we can send photos, videos, what we call some music, different type of material can be sent by using MMS. For example, in olden days, we use phones like this. We use phones like this. Few years ago, these phones, with the help of those phones, we send only some what we call text messages. Now we have what we call smartphones. This, with the help of these smartphones, we can send even music, we can send photos, we can send invitation cards, and different types of developments are taking place. Now we call mobile learning. Students are learning by using mobiles. Hence, all these things should be taught in the classroom to our students. See, now new type of vocabulary also generated, because this vocabulary, the new vocabulary, that is called, the name of this vocabulary is short vocabulary. In order to send SMS very quickly, to their friends. Students are using, people, not students, people are using in entire world a sort of vocabulary. See, in order to say see you, see, observe there, see, only the alphabet letter C and U stands for see you. PLS stands for please. SBY stands for somebody. FB stands for Facebook. In this way, this one type of one new vocabulary is also generated in our language. That is why, you know, you already aware that language is not static. Language that is there a few years ago is not the language that we are using. The language that we are using may not be like this in future. Language is not static. It many changes takes place in language, and same in the case of English, because English is more that is no the changes may be more, because it is used by most number of the people in this world, because there may be more changes, more new vocabulary words will be adding to existing vocabulary in English. Some changes will be there. And see, a message, email or SMS, how it should be. While you are sending one message, it should be brief. While you are sending one message, it should be simple. While you are sending one message, that message should be related to the context. Nothing should be there. Nothing more to the context should be given in the message, because we should maintain brevity. We should also use some conventions of writing, how to use capital letters, full stop, commas and all those things we use while we are writing messages or SMS or MMS. And appropriate language should be there. While you are writing one email, there should be layout. These things we should teach to our students. These things, how to send one message, how to send one MMS, how to write one email. These things we should teach in the classroom to our students to develop their proficiency. See, this is one message developed or prepared by class 3 student. Please attend my birthday party with your family at our home on 14th October at 5 p.m. See, very simple. Entire information is given. The Sidhu, the name of the boy is Sidhu, the boy is giving. This type of messages, how to construct this message can be taught to even to primary students, 3rd class, 4th class students. They feel very happy. How do you send one invitation card to your friend through message? You teach in such a way. You motivate them. Let us come to one very, very important area here, dear student teachers, that is description discourse. How to develop description discourse in our students. See, our students, how our description should be? Our students can describe things, objects, some pictures. These things the students should be in the position to describe. And while they are describing, the description should give vivid images. See, once again I would like to say, description is very, very important discourse. This description discourse, if you use this description discourse, if you teach it while the students are learning this discourse, it gives lot of language competency. That is why we teach descriptions to students, especially picture descriptions in the classrooms. And in this description, students describe objects, things, persons. These descriptions create vivid images. What is meant by vivid image? Just for example, our students are saying, describing a picture. The persons, those who are listening or reading that information, they should attain a sort of feeling. Some mental images should be formed in their mind. They should understand very clearly. See, I give one example. For example, the student is describing like this. It may be writing or it may be oral description. There is a forest. In that forest, there is a pond. The water in the pond is very clear. You can see your face in the pond. See, you can also see, fish that they are moving in the water. You can see things which are there under the water also. In this way, water is very clear. See, while the person, the audience, the person who is reading that information, while the person is listening that information, that person, he feels some what we call a sort of images, the movement of fish, the water, that clear water should appear before that person who is reading or who is listening. In this way, description should give good feeling, that gives images, mental images to the persons. Then the student should use variety of sentences in the description, and sequence should be good. There may be personal reflections, then appropriate cohesive devices should be used while description. See, these are some examples of cohesive devices. And, as well as, moreover, and these add one idea with other idea, one sentence with other sentence, one paragraph with other paragraph. In this way, these things also you may give to your students. How do you add some sentences? How do you add paragraphs? How do you add your ideas? How do you write your ideas in sequence? First I would like to say. Secondly, thirdly, third, next, meanwhile, now, subsequently, it results. In this way, this adding, sequencing, illustrating, all these cohesive devices can be taught to our students to develop good discourse writing. And see, now I would like to see this picture description to our students. This picture descriptions, you should use pictures to develop good language in our students. Why? Pictures are available. This is very potential resource, because pictures are available in textbooks. If you refer one newspaper, there are some pictures. If you refer one magazine, there is a picture. These pictures you use in the classroom to develop English. How can we do that? We can develop especially description in our students. If they start like that, slowly speaking English or learning English, writing English, that will lead to good competency in English. That is why, first of all, we should teach our student to describe pictures. See, in this picture description, you may follow 3 steps: presentation, practice, production. Show this picture. See, dear student teachers, this is one picture from class 3 textbook in one unit, that is animal school. See, show this picture to students in your classroom. Students may be in high school, maybe in primary school. You make use of this type of pictures and ask one question, that is, what do you find in this picture? Show the picture, give one question. What do you find, dear students, tell me, what do you find in these pictures? Students observe that picture and they say names. Names are things, the vocabulary words they find in that picture. These vocabulary words you may write on the blackboard. Sometimes some vocabulary words some students may say in Telugu. For example, in primary school, student may say, he may say fox. Fox, instead of saying fox, the student may say nakka, because he knows the name in his mother tongue. Let our student say in his mother tongue, don't worry. Let our student use mother tongue. Encourage them to use mother tongue. Don't worry. Then what the duty of the teacher? Immediately change it into English. How do you call nakka in English? Fox. See, we have to write it on the blackboard like this. Fox. You write it on the blackboard. In this way, you should start in your presentation step. In presentation step, show picture, ask a question, what do you find in this picture? Let our student say, encourage them to say even in Telugu. If they say in Telugu, megaphone that and translate it in English, then very important thing, write them on the blackboard. And the list should be there on the blackboard. And you observe, a student may say teacher, words, headmaster, student, classroom, giraffe. In this way they say some nouns, they say some words, write them on the blackboard. Students, some students may say, you may ask some questions also while you are showing the picture. What's the fox doing here? Otherwise, what's the teacher doing here? Teacher is teaching. What's the headmaster doing in this picture? Headmaster is observing. What are all students doing here? All the students are learning. In this way, see, divide blackboard into two parts. On one side, write nouns list. Another side, write verbs, action words. Nouns in one on one side, verbs on other side. You need not write the heading nouns list, verbs list like that. Just you write, and while you are teaching that that picture also, you ask some questions, and they give some answers, and based on that you also write the words, the related words on the blackboard. And your teacher asks some questions, and then the students give responses. Write those responses on the blackboard, and these responses write on the blackboard constitute description. You show the picture, and what is this picture? This is a classroom. Write that sentence on the blackboard. This is a classroom. What is this classroom? This is one animal classroom. Who is the teacher here? Students may say fox. The fox is the teacher. Who is the headmaster here? The headmaster of the school is the bear. In this way, elicit sentences that during your practice session. During your practice session, first you show picture, elicit words. Then after that, continue your showing the picture and asking some questions. Students gives responses in the form of sentences or and some phrases, and change them into sentences. Write them on the blackboard. See here, show the picture, and then you what do you say? You, by showing this picture, first thing you elicit words. Next, continue, give practice, wonderful oral practice. Ask some questions. Who is the teacher? Who is the headmaster? Who are the students? What are they doing? What is the teacher doing? What is there in the hand of the teacher? There is a pointer in the hand of the teacher. In this way, students develop that what we call a description. Now you generate a description orally. This oral description leads to writing. That is why ensure that your students attain wonderful oral experience. That oral experience is very, very important. Oral practice we call. First, by asking number of questions, give good oral practice. Then ask them to write their description in their notebooks. First, how do you take up this activity? Give this task to entire class first. That we call individual construction. Then invite some students they come and they present the individual presentations. Okay, dear students, there are 20 students. Give this task to 20 students. Dear students, just you learnt one picture description. Describe that picture. Write that picture description. You give that type of task to your students. Then students they write the information, the description in their notebooks. Each child writes individually. Then after completion of that individual construction, invite some students. This is called individual presentations. Invite some students, they present that information. Then make students into groups. Okay, after completion of individual presentation, make students into groups. 20 students are there, make 4 groups, 5 in each group. While we are making students into groups, see that it should be heterogeneous. That means different student, different proficiency. The student should not be, maybe there is the same proficient level. There may be students with some low proficiency, some there may be very good. In this way, that you constitute one group, different types of people should be there in one group. In this way, divide this entire class into groups. Then let them, encourage them to discuss in group. Let them refine their information. Then after that, call the students to present in groups, group presentation. Finally, the teacher's version should be given. You see this here, that information is given in the slide. You observe that slide. Individual construction, individual presentation, group work, group presentation, teacher's version. In this way, you should take up picture description activity in the classroom. You observe here. Today we are English. Here you find a picture. See this picture. This is a beautiful picture. Now observe that picture carefully. And what do you find in that picture? Okay, tell me, what do you find in this picture? What are they?
Animals.
Some animals. Okay, very good. Can you say their names? Come on, tell me one by one, you please say their names. Giraffe. Bear. Monkey. Say one at a time. All of you don't say at a time. Huh? That's right. You say one name of the animal. Come on, can you see? Can you say? Giraffe. Then elephant is there already, that is there. Okay. Rabbit is there, very good. Then, okay. Okay, dear students, just you observed that a small video that is showing how to take up picture description in the classroom. In this way, you give wonderful practice to your students how to use these discourses, because language exists in the form of discourses. In our day-to-day life, we use these discourses. Where is this language, dear students, around us? If you see one newspaper, that news report is there. That language is there in the form of news report. You on TV, some advertisements may be there. Their advertisement is there in that. The language is there in that advertisement. Language is there in poster. You come across some notices. Language is there in notices. Some example, for example, sometimes you refer some books. There some recipes will be there. Recipe is one discourse. Language is there in recipe. Language is there in SMS. These skills are required, dear student teachers. How to produce this type of things and how to understand this type of different types of discourses. It may be notice, poster, it may be a form for one application, how to filling that application, how to open one account, how to understand some tourist related brochures, and how to understand one news report, how to understand one poster. These different varieties of things that are there around the child in his day-to-day life should be brought in the classroom. We should teach those things to our students. We should develop that proficiency of making use of those things in their day-to-day life. In their day-to-day life, how to write one email. Give that type of discourse, written discourse experience to your child. Train him how to write one email, how to prepare one MMS, how to prepare one notice. These things, poster, advertisements, all these things we should teach to your students. It may be conversations, wonderful conversations, how you use conversation in your day-to-day life. These things you should bring in the classroom and teach them. In this way, link classroom teaching to day-to-day life, so that it generates wonderful that interest in the students. Not only interest, that is useful them in their future to become wonderful citizens, international citizens of the world. In this way, you may encourage your student teachers. I am very happy with you today. I wish you very good luck, all the best.